Hello, we are the Four Brothers, and here is the second audio story of The Real Strange and Scary Things. Ghost versus Ghost Hunters. Some things may be subject to copyright. As a disclaimer, there may be some gory stuff in there, so be aware.
Strange things are happening tonight.
Ghost versus Ghost Hunters. It's October 18th. I was riding back home on my bicycle. Once I arrived, I noticed my door was open. Is there someone that may be inside? Let's find out. As I came into the living room, Q was sitting on the sofa, feeling sad. "What seems to be the matter, Q?" asked her. Trying to recede her tears, she said, "There are ghost hunters out to make me perish. One tried zapping me with lightning, and my heart started burning, and I had to run for the outdoor tap to relieve it. But it ended up being painful. She showed me a scorch mark, and I thought, how many are out to catch her?" She then told me, "There's like 3 of them, and they're all after me." I can tell you now, she reads my mind, and can easily answer my questions. For this, I said, "Well, let's sort this out." She then said, "I don't know, because they're pretty hard to convince." "Well, why don't we solve this together, so we can show them that you're not the one for them," I offered her. Q softly smiled at me and said, "Alright, let's do this." So, off we went on a journey to put things right. We encountered the first ghost hunter, and as they noticed us, they quickly ran away in fear, as a matter of fact. Probably because they thought Q captured me, and then she'd captured them too. That was easy. But then there were the other 2 in our mind. We don't know how they're going to be convinced, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. We soon encountered the second ghost hunter. "Haha, I've got you now," they said. Well, you see, she's not the one you're after, you know? Because there's one out there who's like better than that, so you definitely don't want to," I explained. "Well, how are you going to convince me for that?" the ghost hunter said. I then lit up my eyes and said, "I've the directions to follow them, and I've got party pies." The ghost hunter looked enlightened by this and said, "Well, you got yourself a deal. I'll take those and look for them straight away." Looks like we convinced them easily. However, the last one is not going to play nice, as you are about to see. An hour or so later, I saw an underground bunker. Well, what looks like one anyway. We made our way in, and guess who we saw? Mr. Ghost Hunter. His name is literally Ghost Hunter, as he had it sewn on his safari jacket. However, his actual name is Bud, so you can call him Bud if you want to. but I'm just going to call him Ghost Hunter. Then Ghost Hunter said, "Ah, Q, we meet again. You ready to be captured?" "Not on your Nelly," Q said. At this point in time, they were ready to fight. What was I going to do? Then Ghost Hunter got the bolt tray out and fired towards Q. Surprisingly, the bolt didn't hit her. It hit me instead, because I jumped right in front of her to keep her safe. Ghost Hunter was like, "Oh, what?" So he kept trying to zap her, but every time I made the bolt hit me instead. After all those attempts, my heart rate suddenly slowed down and I started to get heartburn on a cataclysmic level. "I have you now," Ghost Hunter then said. Then Thursday. Don't worry about me. I know I like you, but it's time I faced my fear and finished this once and for all. So, Ghost Hunter, shoot me, Q said with such bravery. "Your loss," Ghost Hunter said. Then Ghost Hunter fired towards Q and caught her successfully. There I was, with my chest in flames and silent in agony, as smoke plumed the room. "Well, folks, I finally served my purpose and caught a ghost," Ghost Hunter said. What was I going to do, as I was on fire, literally, and I was about to meet a hellish ending to seal my fate? I only had one thing left to do, so I picked up my trusty rifle I'd with me the whole time, stood up silently, and shot him dead, without him even seeing me. Upon his death, Ghost Hunter dropped the bottle with Q inside, and as it smashed into the ground, Q was set free. The only thing Q could do now was get me outside as quick as she could. I had to leave my rifle behind, as the bunker quickly went ablaze. Once we were out, I threw off my flame-torn shirt. Q quickly got a car-sized bucket. They actually do have car-sized buckets, you know. And threw the water inside right at me. I was so relieved by that very cold water. The only thing is, Q then had to use her healing powers to return me to my normal state, because I could easily see my ribs after what I went through. So, quietly chanting in the Noongar language, Q started healing me, and as soon as you know it, I was fully healed by her, despite the fact that my chest looked like my chest from when I was 7. That's okay though, at least everything was alright now. We spent the rest of the day walking around town before returning home in the evening in time for dinner. And that was the end of part 2 of The Real Strange and Scary Things. Stay tuned for the next story, which is going to be Cloud Ball. See you soon. Stay tuned for the third audio story of the real strange and scary things, for which it'll be Cloud Ball. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Made in cooperation with the TSE Company Limited, Adelaide, Austin, Ireland.